Hello, universe. All right. Oh, we tend to lose the human connection quite a bit. We get really lost. We move around. We shuffle. We change jobs. We get new roles. We get new clothes. And we don't tend to consider the human connection. We get stuck in the midst of all of it. So that's what we're talking about today. The Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu wrote a book called The Book of Joy. I will put it in the caption down below. It is phenomenal, but there was a story that this is inspired by. The Dalai Lama went to a meeting with a bunch of business sharks. And I mean, just imagine that, right? All these suits, and they're sitting up very proper with their stone cold faces on and trying to do the thing. And little did they know that the Dalai Lama had ordered a platter of a variety of different cookies. So they're all sitting there very smug, right? And he's sitting there anticipating the little plot that he has planned out. And as they're about to get into business, the platter arrives. And you'd expect some of these suits to be very smug still, but what he described in the book is that their faces melted into utter joy at the recognition of their favorite cookie, because there was a variety of them, right? And he watched them all excitedly grab a cookie as all of their stoic nature fell apart around them. They were getting crumbs of cookies onto their suits, probably very expensive suits. And he got to bask in seeing the humanness of all of these business people completely. It overwhelmed the space. They were finally on a level playing field. They were all one. They were all human. We were all species, all one of the same species, right? And I love this story so much because it's such an articulately put and very simple explanation to how we can access the humanness in others when there's so much of the world that tends to get stuck in the very hubbubby, motivational space of business and entrepreneurship and capitalism, etc., etc. But composure is an unfortunate fabrication of human nature. We tend to talk about fitting in, being composed, and what was the other one I wrote down? There was another really good one I wanted to share. Oh, breaking character. Because we are all playing a character throughout our day-to-day. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my fabulous notebook with my notes in it. And so when we're playing these different roles throughout the day, right, we're playing the cashier, we're playing the mom, we're playing the sister, we're playing the girlfriend, the fiance, the husband, all of these different roles throughout our lives. And there's a certain expectation, a stereotype that is usually laid out for most of us for those roles to be fulfilled. When we're filling those different roles, there's not a lot of room outside of that for us to play with. So accessing and breaking character and accessing your authentic and true and highest self is your humanness, right? So how do we practice this, right? There's so many different ways that we get stuck. So how do we shake it off? Well, start asking yourself where you find you fit in your truest and most authentic self, right? How do you represent your most authentic self in public? Do you laugh without regard of the potential snort maybe building up? You should. It's a lot of fun. No need to hinder laughter based off of the role that you're playing or the character that you're playing in the moment or the composure you're trying to uphold. Or in private, maybe you take a shower and you start singing in the shower. That's another really great way to play with your most authentic self. Or dancing while you're washing your hands. I love that one. I do that in public sometimes too. Or what about in your family? Is there room in your family for you to be your highest and most authentic self? Who are the other potential black sheeps that you may be able to play with in What about in your friend groups? Are you allowed to be respected? Are you being loved and cared for the way you are, or for the role that you are playing, the character that you are playing? You should definitely be getting love and respect and nurturing from your friends and closest people in your life while being your highest and most authentic self. It's a big topic. So how do you begin to practice this more in your day-to-day? How do you change your thinking? Because all of this is really easy. Just go do this, right? Just go laugh out loud. Just go sing in the shower. Go be brave. Like, ooh, there's a lot more behind it that you got to shake off within your mind as well to start getting into these different roles and, getting into these different roles in your most authentic way. There we go. So think about, where do you see the humanness in the world around you? When do you see it? Do you see children playing? Or maybe some teenagers holding hands and they're blushing and it's really awkward. Maybe you witness an elderly couple's kiss and just utter love that they have in their eyes for one another. That's human. Or maybe you're at the ice cream shop and you're seeing all of these adults going in and they're picking out their favorite flavor and they're really excited about it and you see them drip it on their clothes. How would you cater an environment like this? Say you're hosting a dinner party for just 2 of your closest friends. And you know that at least one of them is a little bit stuck up, a little bit fitting into the role that they have decided to choose for themselves. How would you break that character? In a loving, compassionate, and nurturing way, of course. We're not trying to shake them out of their bubble, but just maybe you know that their favorite food is raspberry tart. And so you get them a miniature raspberry tart and you watch them completely dissolve and their true self come out of the shell that they've built so high around them. And now you get to laugh and snort and giggle and dance and sing, right? In a fantasy world maybe, but maybe we'll get there. What about you? What brings out your truest and most authentic self? Where are you the most soft around the edges? I mean, for me, I know I fall apart at the seams. I mean, I practice this quite regularly. I'm a little bit goofy, a little extra, so I don't know how it feels for you, but I know when I see exotic fruit that I just get to go and snack on, or there's a big pitcher of fresh lemonade. It's all over. I melt, I get happy hands, as I call it, because I gotta shake out the energy in my hands. And I get really excited. I'll sit there and I'll hold it, I'll smell it. I might make a mess. But think about these things for yourself. What moments do you fall apart at the seams and let your truest self come out? When? Who are you with? What environment are you most comfortable in? Where can you challenge yourself to practice these little activities? Definitely go check out the caption below to read The Book of Joy from the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. I cannot express how beautiful of a book it is and how much work they put into it. You can just tell the love from a mile away. Miles, thousands of miles away, really. Oh. Well, yeah. Let's take a couple of big deep breaths together. I just wanted to check my notes really quick and make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's take 3 big deep breaths. And just, you be here however you would like. I would encourage you to practice your authenticity here. Maybe vocalize in the exhale. Maybe shake it out quite physically while you're breathing in. And let's begin. Breathe in, hold, hold, and exhale. And again, hold. See if you can exhale even longer than your inhale on this one. Last one just for now. You're doing so great. All right, that's all that I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next video, whenever that may be. And I'll see you on the other side. Live spicy. TengDios.